far go all the way to 3 games. That does include a third blind pick game, so it'll be interesting to see if same situation happens here. Now, walking around the sideway, completely legal. You can go anywhere you want on the map as long as you don't kill any creeps other than the ones that spawn mid lane. And not sure exactly what Zefa is doing here. He's way off to the side, and I think he's going to walk around the corner and look for gank by Mom. Now, he's going to find him here. There's auto attack, there's an exhaust. He's going to go for the double up. There's a barrier. He's going to need one more auto attack to pick up the kill. Walking around the corner, he forces out the barrier summoner spell. Zefa, with an interesting start to the game, just punishing the lack of, map vision out there and getting already a very strong advantage over GBM. Started with impure shots too instead of double up. That actually kind of surprised me. It did stack up that damage from impure shots, but double up might have been able to deal a little bit of extra damage off the auto attack reset. But as far as consistent auto attacks are concerned, using his strut passive to give him the move speed to close that distance really quickly was actually a really slick play. I don't know if the Naja and EM Fire guys sat around and were like, alright, let's develop some strategies for this 1v1 tournament. They're like, well, if you walk around the side, you can actually get some free auto attacks off. But great play there by Zefa to start things off with a small advantage, but you can actually already see all 3 health potions used. That's all the sustain gone for Misfortune. Used them up very early on just to, not drop too far down in HP after tanking up that minion wave, and now at a very distinct CS deficit versus gank by Mamu. Was forced to use up all of his health potions, but also has a crystalline flask to sustain up here as well. Now, so GBM lived through the all-in. That's what his barrier summoner spell was able to allow him to do, but now walking forward again, look at these auto attacks, so much damage being put back onto GBM, pushes him all the way back to his turret, but able to trade back actually relatively cleanly. GBM will have his recall stopped. But at what cost here? I think, oh wow, one more auto attack. If that had been a flash instead of barrier, would have been able to pick up a kill. But unfortunately, you can't just substitute your summoner spells out just yet. Now, one important thing to notice is that it's actually barrier exhaust from Zefa. So he went with the double, active summoner spells rather than teleport, which, well, yes, it is an active spell. It's used in a passive way. It's like you never use teleport to actually reach out and kill the other guy. Just something to get you back to lane a little bit more quickly. But for Misfortune, you actually don't suffer as much from not running teleport, because you do have the opportunity to run straight back to lane with your strut passive, giving you a little bit of extra move speed. 395 move speed to run back to lane. This is where you pick up a Raptor Cloak on your AD carry so that you can get the acceleration bonus movement speed between your second tier turret to race your way back to lane, and then realize that you have no damage and only magic resistance, and subsequently lose the game, but get you back to lane a little bit faster. So Raptor Cloak OP confirmed. But as far as the levels leading up to 6 are concerned, for Misfortune actually gets a little bit stronger, culminating at that level 6 power spike, which may not be super huge versus an Azir who can easily cancel bullet time, or bullet time. I was like, wait, is it Curse that's at bullet time? No, there's no Amumu. Actually, technically there is an Amumu, but Shu is one of our observers, and he is supposed to stay firmly on his fountain. So no combo ability here. One more auto attack. Wow! Zefa almost had to pop that barrier. You can see just completely unable to trade out here versus Azir. GBM, that extra sustain, went with a lot of extra health potions, mana potions, and he realizes all he has to do is not die to these cheesy all-ins or harass. Wait, why is he walking forward? There's double barriers popped out here. There's the exhaust. He's going to be able to pick it up underneath turret. There's a double up. One auto attack away. Zefa's all-in timings are actually pretty remarkable, being able to see exactly how much. Oh my god, he hit the wrong minion with double up. Might have been able to go in there. Oh, one couple auto attacks away. This game is so incredibly close. As far as CS goes, it's actually pretty even, but it hasn't even looked like one of those more passive CSing games. These guys want to kill each other. One more auto attack again, just barely. unable to pick up that kill, and Zefa actually heading back to base again. He probably has enough gold for another longsword if I'm thinking, if I'm counting the minion gold correctly. So no actually decides to splurge on picking up a Doran's blade. Now he's gonna miss a lot of CS here to the turret by having to walk all the way back to lane. But I think when he comes back, he's actually going to be in a strong enough aggressive position, especially once he hits level 6 and has that bullet time. Maybe represent kill potential on GBM. We'll have to watch that as he comes back to lane. He'll be almost an entire 10 CS behind GBM. Actually, that's more like 5 CS differential, so gotta keep it a little bit closer. Of course, just rounding off there due to incredibly poor math skill. But as far as the 1v1 goes, we've seen Zefa's all-ins be almost good enough to pick up the kill, but almost, of course, kind of just draws on the inevitable, and it allows Gank by Mom's sustained effectiveness to just be even more effective, continuing to refill that crystalline flask up more and more. And now with level 6 specifically, GBM has the zone potential here versus Zefa, who is still level 5. Waiting on that level up. And he should pick it up here off of the next couple of creep deaths. You see one there, and there is the level 6. So wanting to get that double up, and he does get it off the cannon minion. But look at the arise damage onto this turret. Azir kills turrets so quickly. Already taking that first turret down to below half HP. Zefa probably has as his win condition a kill even still. Just given his double aggressive summoner spells, but we'll have to see if that's what he's able to do here. Azir once again pushing things up there, going for the arise damage on that turret, so effective. Walking up there, turns around to cancel the strut movement speed bonus. There's not on the hunt. Oh my god, Jin Air ganked by Mom, not having a great time in lane, and he does have teleport up in just a second, so he will actually be able to TP back into lane. So that's actually not a terrible situation. He managed to survive the all-in once again, goes back to base, heals up to full, and teleports right back into lane. And all of a sudden Zefa's like, hey man, it's cheating. You came back into lane at full health after I almost killed you. And of course, with the triple Doran's ring advantage, might just be enough to not only survive the all-ins coming up here from Zefa, but more importantly, we're coming up on another round of summoner spells. So we're going to have both barriers, and more importantly, Zefa's exhaust coming up here in just about 10 seconds. So once those come back online, Zefa's got a lot of additional kill potential, but unfortunately, it's going to be about a minute until that bullet time comes back up. Now he's going to walk forward, takes a couple of auto attacks from that Sand Soldier, that cancels his strut passive, so he won't be able to chase, or at least continue to chase just yet. Turret kill actually representing a very plausible win condition here by Gank by Mom. But there's an exhaust. Double up's going to come in for a little bit of additional damage. But look at the Sand Soldier damage. It's going to be up to the barrier. And with an Insect-esque Emperor's Divide backwards, it's going to be the Sand Soldier for Gank by Mom that'll pick up game number 1 versus Zefa. We're going to get a quick instant replay coming your way here as well. Exhaust blocks a little bit of that damage to come out, but it just doesn't last very long at all. The pierce through damage there by the Sand Soldier, and then adding insult to injury, a nice Emperor's Divide to shove Zefa into the danger zone. It's going to be a quick dash in from this last final Sand Soldier by Jin Air's Ganked by Mom to grab game number 1 versus Zefa.